January 27th is Holocaust Memorial Day, which coincides with the day the Soviets liberated Auschwitz. With so many thousands of camps and 5 other death camps, why is Auschwitz the symbol of the Holocaust? It's because Auschwitz was not only the deadliest and largest camp, but as a consequence, had the most survivors due to its slave labor component. It's very difficult to know how many people survived the Holocaust, but we do know 200,000 people were registered for slave labor, and approximately 1.1 million people were murdered in Auschwitz. The SS had 6 camps which operated as killing centers. In all of these camps, except Auschwitz, everyone was gassed on arrival. A couple of camps spared a handful of people for slave labor. A few other camps like Ravensbrück and Stutthof had gas chambers, but they were only used for those deemed too ill. People were not murdered upon arrival en masse. So let's discuss these other camps and their victims and survivors. From 1942 to 1943, the SS murdered approximately 900,000 people in Treblinka, just north of Warsaw. About 70 prisoners survived the war. Most victims were Jews, but victims also consisted of Roma, Poles, and Soviet POWs. Helmno, the first camp with a stationary gas chamber, claimed the lives of about 172,000 people. 2 Jews survived. Belzec, in the south of occupied Poland, was the second camp with a stationary gas chamber. Between 1941 and 1942, they killed 434,500 people. 2 Jews survived. Sobibor, at the very east of occupied Poland, operated from 1942 until a prisoner revolt shut it down in 1943. 250,000 people were murdered there. 50 to 70 people, mostly who participated in the revolt, survived. Majdanek, sometimes called Lublin, operated from 1941 to 1944. Both Jews and Poles were interned there, and 78,000 people were murdered there. No Jews survived, though about 12,000 people were in the camp upon liberation. In contrast, Auschwitz was both much larger and had many more slave laborers. While 7,000 prisoners greeted their liberators, thousands of people who would survive the Holocaust had already left on death marches. And since Auschwitz also trafficked people to other camps, many would-be Auschwitz survivors had long been sent elsewhere upon liberation. Because it is the camp with the most survivors, it also plays a huge part in the media made about the Holocaust. The watershed film, Schindler's List, which helped start the conversation of cultural awareness of the Holocaust, also featured Auschwitz. This locked it in as an immediate association.